This is the number one most serious articulation mistake that I did in my entire life. So basically, I was 8 years old. It was my second year of playing the clarinet, and I was struggling with articulation so bad. I just couldn't figure out how to make it not fuzzy by touching the reed and retracting the tongue, and articulation would just never come out. Then, in a summer holiday, when actually I went to Brazil together with my family, remember I was still 8 years old, I figured out a way of how to articulate as well through the clarinet so that your clarinet teacher wouldn't notice that you're doing something wrong, and it would sound like proper staccato, but it actually wasn't. I wasn't touching the reed with my tongue. But before we get into what exactly the mistake was that I was doing, I want to give you something for free. It's my free mini masterclass about articulation on the clarinet. More precisely, it's the 4 types of articulation. The 4 types of articulation is something every clarinet player at one point in his or her career must have heard of. So if you don't know what I'm speaking about here, go to the first link down in the description and download the free mini masterclass. It's a video masterclass about the 4 types of clarinet articulation by me. Now let's dive straight into this number one articulation mistake that I invented when I was little, when I was 8 years old, which was to articulate to do the articulation through the lip. Yeah, so I hid my tongue below the lip, and I did something like la 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 la, yeah, like la 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 la, but through the lower lip. And this force of la 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 through the lower lip, la la la, it's enough to close off the reed and to act as if it was articulated. Yeah, so back then in the time, I think the piece I was playing was like Stamitz or something like this. So in Stamitz, yeah, B major concerto, it would sound something like this. Yeah, so I didn't even touch the reed. I just wah, 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 wah. I did something like this, and it worked. Okay, so it worked, but here comes the problem. I continued doing this exact thing and perfecting this type of wrong articulation until I was around 17 years old. And then, of course, with this type of articulation, you hit a wall. Yeah. So then I was faced with a big change, that I had to change my entire articulation with touching the reed, actually feeling back pressure, feeling the silence between the notes, resting the tongue on the reed, and therefore creating much more different colors in articulation, being able to articulate faster and being able to articulate all passages that we have in the clarinet repertoire. Sometimes it's actually helpful to just try the mistakes, so I'm inviting you today to try exactly this. In your practice session today, try putting your tongue below the lower lip as if it was a pillow, yeah? So you're creating like a pillow for the reed. This is also why it's so comfortable to actually play like this, because you're acting like your lower lip is acting like a pillow for the reed and evening out all the impurities that you have in your movements, in your air. So yeah, it's actually quite comfortable to play like this. So try it one time, yeah, to put the tongue below the lip. And yeah, that's it. This was the number one mistake that I was faced to change with articulation, a really big one. It took me a lot of time, at least 4 or 5 years, to be comfortable with the other correct articulation. Yeah, but it was more than worth it to change to the correct articulation. If you also need help changing to the correct articulation, I think there's no better person to do it with than together with me. I've developed a website specifically for this purpose. It's Clarinet Masterclass. Okay, it will be the second link down in the description below. Go check it out, and if it's something that might benefit you, just sign up and join as a member. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Let me know in the comments how the thing worked in your practice session with articulating through the lip, which will interest me a lot. So see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.